There's nothing worse than building a perfect spreadsheet, sending it to a coworker, and getting it back filled with typos, wrong dates, and messy data. It breaks your formulas and you gotta spend time fixing it. Today, I'm gonna show you how to restrict inputs into Excel using data validation. We're gonna have Excel do a check on specific cells so that people can enter the data in the format you want.
So there's a couple ways that we can validate user input. And I'll show you these ways, and they're basically using data validation. So let's say we have type here. We can ignore this for now. This will be using option 2. But for data validation, maybe we just want a dropdown. So we can create a dropdown here by going under data and under data validation, click on data validation. Maybe we'll do a list. And the type, we've got either fruits or vegetables. I can just type fruits, comma, and then vegetables. Click OK. And now we have a drop down. We can select between fruits and vegetables. And here, I'm not going to type all the names of the fruits here, but we'll do the same thing. We can just type in for a list and select, maybe we'll do apple and carrot and potato. And we'll let people select so they can select. And we're ensuring that our users are selecting the way that we want them to. Now, if we don't want drop downs, we can do it another way. And this necessitates this table now. So I'm going to make it a little bit easier. I'm going to select this range and I'll call this I for input underscore name. Press tab. And for this one, input, I for input and type. Press return. So we've got those selected. Here, let's do the same thing here. Control C to copy. I have my headers here. And for here, instead of doing the drop-down list, I still go to data validation, but create a custom list. And this custom list, what I'm going to do is I'll have a count formula. And in this count formula, I'll just type count if, open parentheses, the name, and the name is going to be input I underscore type, just the one that I gave it. On this range, this type range, I want to make sure that whatever gets typed in here matches that. So I'll type in J2, because that's that cell there, close parentheses, and whatever matches, make sure that the count is greater than 0. And so if someone types fruit, it'll be more than 0, and that's fine. If they typed in some random word, it wouldn't be matched because it wouldn't be more than 0. Click OK. I'll type in fruit. No error. But if I type in something else, let's type in 0, like I said before, we're going to get an error. Let's cancel this. Let's make it a little bit more descriptive, right? So I'm going to go back into data validation. And here for the error alert, I'll just say error. And for the message, please type fruit or vegetable. So it makes it easier for our users. Click OK. And of course, that's fruit there. So if I type in something else like happy or something like that, we'll get our error message and it'll ask us to type in fruit or vegetable, right? So that works for that one. How about for the name? In here, there was really no error checking. There's other ways to do error checking here, and that's going to be dynamic drop-down list, but that'll be another video. But if we wanted to do some error checking here, what we can do is a different count if functions, it's count ifs, and it's still using data validation. So I'll go to data validation, click my settings here, go to custom, equals count ifs, open parentheses, I underscore type, because that was the name that we gave this range here. And it's got to match J2. And my second argument, because this is a plural, count ifs, is the second check is going to be I for input underscore name. And we're going to check for J3. Close parentheses. If that's greater than 0, click OK. And I got this error. Oh, I think I didn't check it to make sure that I had the name for that range. I'm just going to copy this. So I don't have to type it again. Control C to copy. Let's cancel this. And to ensure that I have given names to my ranges, I can check here under formulas, go to name manager. Let's see. Oh, I only have it for the type. I didn't have it for the name. Let's try it again. I can do it here, but let's do it here. It's easier to do it here. Select that. Type in I underscore name. Press enter. Let's see if it looks like it's found it there and it found it here. So I gave names to ranges, so it makes it easier instead of like selecting my cells. Let's go back into here, go under data, data validation, and custom. Control V to paste. Click OK. That should be there. Now for fruit, let's try grape. That should work. All right. And is tomato a fruit? Technically, yes. Let's see if that worked. Is it a vegetable? Let's see. This is assuming that we didn't type in tomato yet. I'll do vegetable, and let's delete that. And let's see if we get an error if we type tomato here. Tomato, press return, and it doesn't match. So it's checking both things now. It's checking to make sure that type is assigned to fruit and name is assigned to tomato, which it's not. So that worked there. Another thing that we can do for data validation is if we had a field where we're looking for an email address, right? And I'm going to put just the email here and make it simple. In this cell, I want to make sure it's a domain address. It's followed by the @ symbol. So if you type in something like just the person's ID, like J Smith, that wouldn't take. It needs to take jsmith@something.com. So what we can do is create a validation with regex. So let me put it here. This is what it's going to look like. It's going to be a regex formula, regex, and it's going to be regex test. So it's going to test if it's going to meet this description. So now look at this cell and see if it matches this pattern. Now, this is something that you can just put into an AI text generator. Tell it to write you a regex. Regex means regular expression. Tell it to write you a regular expression that shows if a cell value matches an email domain. And the one that I got back was this regex expression. And this has to be in quotes. So double quotes here and double quotes here. So any kind of AI tool is probably your best friend in terms of trying to find out what this means. So I'm going to close this. I'm going to close this with the quotes. Press enter. It's false because there's a blank in there. So if I put in something like user@info.com, because it recognizes that @ symbol, it's going to ring true. But maybe we don't want an extra cell here to look at that. Let's put all this into our data validation. Control C to copy, press escape. Let's go back in here and delete this and make sure that the cell values, it's all clear everything. And go under data validation. Here will be custom. And my formula is that big formula. Control V to paste. Want to make sure that it's calling this cell M2, and that is calling that cell. Click OK, and nothing's there happening. But if I type in user, press enter, it's going to be invalid. Let's try, and we'll type in user@info, or maybe something else, 0.com, press enter, and we have it where it checks. There's that @ symbol and figure it out. So if you want to find out the definition of this function, you can always press the function key here. It's going to tell you the arguments that it takes. And also there's help on this function. And regular expressions are a little bit more of an advanced thing in Excel, but there's a lot of flexibility when you think about it. It can look for email addresses. You can look for patterns of maybe a product ID, and it's helpful that way. So if you had a chance to use this, maybe you can just ask ChatGPT or any kind of AI tool to help you write regular expressions, and you can put it into your validation check.
And just like that, you put guardrails on your data. No more typos, no more broken formulas. If you found this helpful, hit the like button. It helps me know to make more Excel content for you.